February is the month that brings red roses and sweet chocolates and Valentine's to mind. It's a month for love, and it's also a pretty popular time to get married. The Pew Research Center recently released a study that shows the millennial generation is dramatically changing the traditional marriage. For example, no ministers necessary. Baby boomers will recognize this, a traditional wedding in a church with a priest and all the pomp and circumstance. It was right for Brian and Caitlin.
And religion and faith has just always been important, not only to us, but our families, so we wanted to keep the tradition going a little bit, and we felt it was the right thing for us.
But a lot of millennials want to be married by a friend or a family member.
Whether the man and wife should be one.
Not an ordained 3 years, master's degree minister.
My sister got married by a pastor, and it was great. We knew him since we were younger, and he actually moved to Texas, I think. So I was like, I don't know anybody else to marry us, so I just went with a friend.
Cheyenne Hager's non-traditional marriage is actually becoming traditional. The Pew Research Center says Americans choosing to get married by a priest in the Catholic Church down 60% compared to 1970. In fact, 35% of millennials identify themselves as non-religious. They're more comfortable being married by someone close to them instead of a minister they don't really know. Most of these friends get their licenses online from websites like the Universal Life Church. The Deseret News reports in 2014, the online ministry ordained 250,000 people. No experience necessary, just pay the fee. It's all legal.
You might have a really lovely ceremony with the $10 certificate. Marriage is about a lot more than just that one day.
Pastors Ruth Marsh and Barbara Condon are a little concerned with this new trend. Friends or relatives seldom offer premarital counseling, and they think that can really help discover problems that might crop up down the road.
It's not so much counseling, but they take a test online with a particular company, and then I get the results, and we walk through it.
The questions look at religion, children, leisure time, finances, even sexuality.
And then how do they agree or disagree? How are they different or similar? And to help them get to know each other better and maybe talk about things that they haven't talked about yet in their dating time.
These pastors have 3 years of theology study. That's a degree that cost about $75,000, and it included a lot of counseling training.
So there comes a time when you do get what you pay for.
Which is not to say these pastors are stuffy and will only perform traditional church weddings.
Somebody had a shotgun when the bride was coming up.
We had it at sunrise, and the parishioners said that they were going to come in bathrobes and pajamas and curlers, and they did.
They just think premarital counseling is important, and that worked for Brian and Caitlin.
So we did a whole weekend called an engagement encounter, and did a lot of praying and soul searching and answered questions and a lot of reflecting and that type of thing. And then we also had a one-on-one meeting with our priest.
I guess it's how you're raised. I mean, whatever you're comfortable with. Having Cameron marry us, he made it fun, and we laughed a lot, so it was good. It was just made it really special.
Yeah, just do what's best and what works for you.
And for the record, I am not taking sides on this. I had a very traditional wedding in the church in which I had been raised, but 2 of my sons have been married outside by a very good friend that got their ordination online, and I'm happy to say all marriages are doing well. So whatever works for you.
Well, that's what that couple
young
said.
man said.
Yeah.
It's very, it's just interesting to see how the millennials are changing the picture of things.
Yeah, the times they are a-changing.
Times they are
as
a-changing,
the
yeah.
song says.